What's happening, Facebook? 8 o'clock. We're here for live Q&A. Yesterday's video was pretty interesting. Thank you for all the love and support. I really appreciate it. But more importantly, tonight, let's engage. Let's get engaged. Let's get some questions. So we'll wait for some people to jump on. Wow, what a beautiful night. Whew, gorgeous night. We're here to elevate others. We're here to make the world a better place. So let's get some questions. Let's help people. Hey, Chris, how are you? Lisa, what's happening? We got some people jumping on, but it's a delay. I cannot see who's on until Facebook catches up. So let's go, Facebook. And again, sorry about my rant last night and the misuse of words. However, it was a very passionate discussion, and I really appreciate everybody's participation. What's happening, Chris? Thank you. Chris is going to start us off with a question, a mindset question, whatever question you want, Chris. This is an Ask Me Anything. We want everybody to get engaged. I just wish everybody could just be on this, and I could see you, and we could just talk to each other. Wouldn't that be the coolest thing? And yeah, I'm glad I have the hat, because without this hat, I look like I belong in an early 90s boy band. But again, it's still a delay, so hopefully we'll be getting something going on. Hey, Lisa Shipman, how are you? I hope you have a cool question. We need questions. We got people on. I just can't see who's on yet. It'll catch up. You are here. I hope you have a question. This is supposed to be engaging, enlightening. We're supposed to help one another. Remember, there are no right or wrong answers. There's only a right or wrong mindset. That's it. How we interpret things in our own minds are different, but it doesn't mean we're not on the same parallel and we're not doing what we need to do to help people. Lisa has a question. What is your question, Lisa? And thank you for being the first. And don't ask me about my hair, because I'm not taking off my hat. I guess she's typing. And if anyone else has a question, throw it up there and we'll get back to it. Love the questions. Haven't seen a question yet. Lisa, are you typing with one finger? Just kidding. I'm only kidding. Take your time. Who else is on? We're trying to see who else is on. Natalie's on. There's a big supporter of the Elevate Others movement. I can't thank you enough, Natalie, for all of your support and all of your beautiful words. So kind, so sweet. How are you and your family doing? Well, I'm doing great. My kids are doing wonderful. My family's wonderful. I appreciate that. But I think we want to get into more questions about how we're going to navigate through this world and how we're going to really, really increase our mindset and make it really, 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 really cool. Let's get this engaging. Chris backed out. I didn't see a question from Chris yet. Natalie, I know you're going to come up with a question, because you always put some cool things in the posts under my videos. So Natalie, I am calling you out. I don't know if Lauren's on yet or Danielle's on yet. I know they have questions. I don't know where everybody is, but they better be getting on soon. But anyway, I want to tell you guys something really cool while we're waiting for the questions. And please ask the questions. Do you think this is really what the government is saying it is? I think this is something bigger. I think the pandemic, in and of itself, is a very real thing. I think that because of the way things are being reported. Hey, Lauren, come up with a question. I think the way things are being reported are distorted. However, I think something bigger is going to happen on top of this that is going to be very enlightening to the world, and it's going to benefit the world in a great way. I truly do. I do a lot of research. I analyze a lot of things. It was interesting. I was watching a video that I looked up simply about what was going on with 5G and everything else, and everyone's getting all confused. But what's interesting is that, they say 5G has nothing to do with disease, nothing to do with coronavirus. However, why are these people who are installing the 5G towers wearing hazmat suits? I really want the answer to that question. Why would you install 5G with a hazmat suit? I don't know. If there's no concern there, I don't know what is. Do you actually feel people are really going to get it after this? I pray. I hope so. But I think the way they're going to get it, they have to adapt. They have to understand that the world is not going to be the same. They have to understand that what is coming is a completely different landscape. Hey, Danielle, TikTok Arace. It's understanding and have the ability to adapt to what is coming. And so it's not wondering what's coming or worrying about what's coming. It's internalizing it inside of yourself and finding out. See, the answers aren't out there. The answers are in here. The answers are in your heart and your soul. And people really have to adapt. Hey, Gary, how are you? But to give you my reasoning behind that, gosh, who did that video? Doctor something. And he told this, he was just telling the story to a group of people. And he's like, I dropped my keys in the house. The lights went off. The lights went off in my house, and I dropped my keys. And I ended up seeing that the lights were on outside, the street lights. So he walked outside to look for his keys under the street lamp, the light. And his neighbor came out and he said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm looking for my keys." He goes, "I'll help you." And they're looking around for about 5 minutes. He said, "Where did you exactly drop them?" He said, "Oh, in my house." He goes, "And why are you out here?" Because that's where the light is. See, people are always looking for the answers on the outside. They're never looking internally. And I want people to look internally. Where I live, Southern California, people are just not absorbing this. Well, they're not absorbing it because they're hiding behind fear, the fear of the unknown. If there's one thing I found out in my 53 years on this world, on this planet, is that the unknown is the most incredible thing in the world. It's what makes life so exciting. You just don't know. But you prepare. You adapt. You get your mind right. And that's what's really important. That's how we get through these things. That's how we keep it. That's how we're able to move forward. Look, we are the apex predator. Human beings are the apex predator. And yet we don't utilize our greatest tool properly. Because we're always looking for answers up here before we feel it inside of us. We have to feel it inside of us first. Searching for those answers inside allows us to go out and explore outside. Kim, you're on. I'm sure you have a question. At least I hope you have a question. This is a Q&A. This isn't Ask Me Anything. So, let's get into it. Lisa, I hope that answered your question. People are not looking inside themselves. They're looking for answers from other people. They're looking for answers from the news, the government, everyone else. They're not looking for answers internally, taking care of themselves, both mentally, physically, and spiritually, and preparing themselves for the new global landscape. So I hope that answers your question. Hey, John, thanks for jumping on. Hope you have a question. Cool question. Who else? Who else is on here with a cool question? And I hope that analogy helped, Lisa, because it really is something that people do. And I've said this on hundreds of coaching calls. Wait, do I have to go back? Natalie had a question? Time out here. What positive changes do you foresee coming this pandemic? I see a lot of positive changes. I see people appreciating nature more. I see people appreciating their life more. I see kids appreciating going to school more and being around their friends and not complaining as much and wanting to be home. It's funny. You always want what you don't have. And right now, what people don't have is their freedom. And they are never going to take their freedom for granted again. And we already see the effects of no cars in LA. The smog is gone. We see the effects of the oceans. We see the effects of so many things. and they are positive, but no one's looking at the positive. Everyone is focusing on the negative. Everyone is focusing on fear. Fear is a liar. It does not exist unless you allow it to. It's all based on you. So I do see a lot of positive coming out of it. What are you going to give back? What am I going to give back to the country? Oh gosh. I mean, Kim, I just want to speak at as many venues and on as many stages as possible to elevate others. That's all I want to do. I want to give that back to the world, by the way, not just to the country. I want to give that back to the world. How do you explain and interpret the current situation that we're facing in human beings? Look, it's not the first time it's happened, and this has happened so many times. Go back to the bubonic plague, go back to the Spanish flu, go most recently to SARS. There are so many things going on. This could it be germ warfare? Could it be warfare? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm an analyst, but I see that something may have come from a wet market in Wahoo. That's what I'm being told. That's all I know. I will never ever talk about something that I do not know, ever. And I always tell you guys that. Hold on one second. I do see that. People out riding. Yeah, exactly. Do you think people are taking this time to create their dreams? Maybe writing books, starting a business. You know what? I pray and I preach that all the time. I'm starting my second book. The second book is going to be awesome because the way it's going to start is going to be something else. But me personally, I know I'm here for at least another 27 days. It's probably going to be more than that. I think Texas now moved it to like May 15th. I'm working on getting my YouTube channel is now up. I hope you all go and subscribe, Mario Arace. Put as many videos up as possible. And I'm just trying to build a presence by which I know that those people out there I can help, they're going to know I'm there to help them. So I hope people are recognizing that they may not be going back to their jobs, even if they haven't been let go yet or furloughed yet, or those who are furloughed, are they going to keep them? I hope they're preparing. I really do. I really hope they're ready to adapt. That's what's going to put them ahead of the game. That's what's going to keep them a step ahead of everybody else, is by adapting, because those who are just going to sit and whine and whimper about it, that's not going to do anything. If you do drop a rock in the middle of the road, are you going to follow the car in front of you, or the world, always the world less traveled? I will always go the world less traveled. I will always go my own. I like creating my own footprints. I follow people who believe in me, and the people I believe in, I follow them. Hey, Bert, what's up? I hope you do have a question. And Sharon, I'm sure you have a question. I hope you do. Sharon's been a big fan. Let me see. You were supposed to be at a speaker event. No, that wasn't me. That was Alex Schlinsky. Sorry, I meant, is everyone else going to do for the society? We know what you and I are doing. It's interesting. They can't do it until we get that mindset into them. We have to create that. We have to show them. Hey, Frank, Chip. I hate calling you Frank. I've never called you Frank since friggin' first grade. Chip, thanks for jumping on. Hope you have a question. Guys, Frank, firefighter. Chip DeAngelis, firefighter, amazing individual. Thank you, Frank, for all your service. Picture in uniform is great. To get back to that, Kim, I think people have to find their purpose and their passion before they can start delivering it. I didn't find my purpose and passion until late in life. So I can't criticize these people. I can only say, eventually, start realizing that someone like myself, and use me as an example, that I am going after my passion and my purpose. That's what I'm doing. I know what my gift is. I know what I was born to do. When I say my gift, I'm not saying I have a gift like I'm something special. I'm saying when I was born, when we were born, the whole world, we were all born with a gift. The only problem is that so few of us have unwrapped that gift. I finally unwrapped my gift. I opened it up, and now I'm living my life with my purpose. So we got Australia, hoping they're trying to find something in this life right now, this time. Nothing good. Yes, I would love to come visit, Kim, without a doubt. Natalie, I am new to your page. Are you doing a speaker circuit? Is it better to follow you on Facebook or Instagram? Facebook, YouTube, and my website, marioarace.com. But I am going to start doing speaker summits soon. So those are going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot to learn from. I'm going to be interviewing some really, really awesome people as well. So it's all platforms across the board. Robert, how are you? Who else do we have jump on? Where's Bert? I hope Bert didn't run because we need a... Neil, how are you? We need a question from Bert Sostak, someone I've known for a very long time. Jackie Zabinski's on. I hope she has a question. Here's a wise young lady. Great to see you on, Jackie. Thank you very much for the support. So, yes, you do. Keep expressing your gift. Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate that. I got to tell you, Lauren, Danielle, my biggest fans. Amazing. My two daughters. It's the best. Here. Hey, bro, Mario's one of a kind. Told me to go into digital marketing 12 years ago. And said, yeah, you know, it was an interesting thing. You know, me and Bert, you know, he saw me online. We've known each other since 1992, and we went out for a quick cocktail and an Italian dinner. And lo and behold, now he's the king of LinkedIn. So reach out to Bert Sostak if you want to get more leads to your LinkedIn page. Pretty cool stuff. See, and now I'm even promoting people, which is pretty awesome. See, this is what it's all about, paying it forward. It's about paying it forward. What else do we have? Robert, any questions? Jackie, expecting a question out of you. Copley just jumped on after I gave her husband a plug. I love you too, Copley. Thank you. Amen, my brother. So it's interesting. What I want to come out of this, and what I believe is going to come out of this, is a very beautiful world, a changed world, completely changed. I hope our politicians and I hope our media get the joke, because, you know, like I said last night, and that was a complete rant. Don't poison yourself by listening to those people. Mario, life is short and goes by in a blink of an eye. I'm glad you found your passion. Choose to live in joy. Thank you so much, Natalie. I appreciate that. And you know, and what I do on my coaching calls, just so you know, is I get people. I'm not a mindset coach or a motivation coach. It's clarity. It's helping people find clarity so that they can find focus in order to identify their passion. And that's how I get people. That's how I get people momentum and get them going. People have that gift inside of them. They have a gift inside of them, and they can utilize it, and they can make it really special. And this is how you change the world, one message at a time. Thank you, Bert. I appreciate it. Look, this message is for everyone in the world. We are one world, and hopefully this world is going to come together and see that we need each other more than ever. And all the crap that's going on and all the division. Look, I know it's a tall task, but what I would truly like to do is take a divided world and turn it into a united world. Rich Jackalone, what's happening? I know you have a question, Rich. You're an insightful man. But it's really taking a divided world and turning it into a united world. What's wrong with that? Jill Cooperman, I did 8 o'clock tonight simply to go by your schedule, so you better have a question prepared. I'm just kidding. But thank you for jumping on. Another great supporter, and I appreciate it. Supporting this movement is huge because, look, we see what we're going through. We see now people are doing research on what our ancestors went through. And look, I can't believe there was a survivor, 104 years old, that survived the Korean War, the Vietnam War. I mean, this guy was in foxholes. This guy, absolutely crazy. And he survived it. Why? Up here. That's why. Because all of that gave him strength. Never run away from fear. Run directly towards fear. What does that do? It allows you to eliminate it, defeat it, conquer it, and become much stronger. Fear is your friend. It is not your enemy. Fear is a liar. Fear is an illusion. So why not just make it your friend? Like that invisible person, like when you're little and you talk to, you had your little imaginary friend, not invisible friend, but your little imaginary friend. That's what fear is. Take the leap, people. Take the step. go forward in life, because that's what the great ones have done. And like I said last night, why is there only one, they say 1%, I say there's about 3% of the people in the world who are truly, truly living their life. They are truly, hey, how are you? Riel, Holly, Peter, how are you? Peter, hope you have a question. Here's a very smart guy, used to be my tennis partner. Boy, my back used to hurt carrying him. But I'm just kidding, Peter. Awesome tennis player. But yeah, that's what it's really all about. We all have to pay this forward. We all have to. I hope people are learning a lesson from all of this, especially our youth. I want our youth to learn, but it's everybody. It's everybody. First time, coach. First time catching you live. Thank you so much. This is awesome. I appreciate you jumping on. I mean, we have to take. Hey, Renee, how are you? I hope you have a question. It's one of my favorites. High school together. We have to take this time to educate ourselves, but more importantly, internalize. Hey, Scott, what's happening? It's my fisherman right there. It's my man Scooter. Rock and roll. Can't wait to get on the boat. But we really do have to utilize this time. I need more questions, by the way. Hey, Lee, how are you? Thank you for jumping on. We have to take this time right now. I mean, I see all this again today. Like it was just a mess. Like you see the stuff people post. It's all this like our president's this, our president's that. He's a bum. He's a bar. He's a this. He's a that. Blah 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 blah. Then they want praising other people for wanting to put oversight committees on and everything else. Guys, shut it off. Shut it off. Turn on the Hallmark Channel. You want to be inspired? Turn on the Hallmark Channel. No one asked me what my favorite channel was, but I told you. Hallmark Channel. I love it. I get a lot of good quotes from there too. But I always give them credit. Who has a question? Real, you have a question? No? Renee, question? Somebody's got a question. See, if you don't, hey, Luann, how are you? Another Livingston Lancer. Luann, I hope you have a question for me because people are being really shy. I might just pull people on without them even knowing. Can I do that? I wonder if there's a way for me to do that. I don't think there is a way for me to do that. But look, right now, what is today? April 3rd? We have more days to do this. What are you going to do with the next 27 days? So now I'm going to start answering my own questions. I just ask, questions pop into my head all the time. What are you going to do with the next 27 days? How are you going to spend these next 27 days? Are you going to spend it sitting around, complaining, wishing you can go outside, or are you going to use it to elevate yourself and prepare yourself for the adaptation response which you are going to need to move forward when we come out of this pandemic? Guys, listen, it is absolutely, how do I put this without saying, the landscape is going to change, which means we have to change, which means we have to adapt. We don't adapt like the animals do. Elevating is what it's all about. You better believe it, Lauren Jules. We have to adapt. And the problem is that we don't. I mean, my God. Do you see the wild animals because there's no one on the streets? Do you see the wild animals walking into the streets? They're adapting. They're going back to the habitat we took away from them. Think about that. We're humans. The most powerful brain in the world. Yet we don't know how to use it. We just don't know how to use it. And I didn't know how to use it for a long time. I thought I was a pretty intelligent guy until I became smart. I don't want to be intelligent. I want to be smart. I want to be smart enough to see things and understand and analyze things so that I can adapt to it. Intelligence will take you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. Everyone knows that and has heard that before. But who else has a question? I got to scroll down and see who's on. If they're still on. I know we had a lot of people on. Holly, you have a question? Only been watching my video since yesterday. Where you been, my brother? Jill Cooperman, you gotta have a question. Oh, here's a question. I just feel stuck in my process, trying to jumpstart, but I just haven't figured out how. Haven't figured what out, Natalie? In terms of what? it's, are you looking inside? Are you identifying? Do you have the clarity to focus on having that internal conversation with yourself of what it is that you truly want to do with your life? What would make you live the most fulfilled? That's what this exercise is really all about. It's about identifying what your passion and purpose is and then applying that. Look, this isn't just about making money, because, you know, if I start doing 4 or 5 speaking gigs a week, I'm doing 20 speaking gigs, every single month. A portion of it's make more, give more, just like my mentor says. A portion that you give back. What is it that you love so much to do that you can turn into a business? Roger Federer loved playing tennis. He turned that into a business, a pretty big business. Michael Jordan loved playing basketball. He turned that into a business, a big business. Bill Gates loved playing with computers. He turned that into a big business. I mean, Walt Disney loved to animate. He turned that into a business. As did the guy who invented Bugs Bunny. I can't remember his name. What pressure, Jill? What do we have? We have pressure. I have to go back to see what Jill said before. Before. Did she ask a question before? No. The pressure. Do you have a question about pressure? Natalie, I hope that answered you. And if not, let's have a one-on-one coaching call. I would love to help you gain the clarity and focus, and we'll find your passion and purpose, and we'll put you on a path to freedom and happiness. That's what it's all about. That's all this is about. Jill, do you have a question about the pressure, or is this just slow? Like, I don't understand why I'm getting everything so slow right now. But I have MS, so I just love the life I live. No expectation. God bless you. God bless you. You see that? That's gratitude. That's appreciation. Simply for the life that individual is living. Take note of that. Take note of that. No? Thanks, Jill. I have a lot of respect for you. That's called vulnerability. Even having to say that, and you did not have to share that, but you did, which means you are powerful and you truly are loving your life. And that's amazing. That's a lesson to a lot of people on here. If you don't love your life, if you don't love the life that you are living, if you are just satisfied and getting by every day, going through this, make a change. This is a reset right now, man. Make a change. Seriously. Don't stay stuck. Don't stay in a place you don't want to be. Don't make your life more complicated once this pandemic goes away and the whole landscape changes. Nobody wants that. Just do it. Just do it. Jump. Don't just put one toe in the water. Jump in. Absolutely jump in. What else? Who else has a question? Thank you, Natalie, for that. Thank you, Ralph, for that. Kim, I appreciate your question. Luann, any questions? Scott, Lee, who has a question? Boy, I wanted a really good Q&A, and we're it's turning into the Babam show again. So, do I go on to one of my you know what? I gotta save that for tomorrow night, because that's a lengthy topic, and I've had you guys on here for so long already. But let's leave it at this. The reason I wanted to do a Q&A is because I was really curious about what type of questions people had after they had so much time in isolation to think. And I was really praying, I got to be honest with you, I was really praying people had a lot of questions, because that meant that they were doing a great service to themselves. That meant that they were searching inside. That meant that they were trying to really search in their soul and their heart, not up here, about what it is that, and how they see the world and how they will see the world when this pandemic is over. Those type of questions I was truly expecting, and I really wanted them. I'm not saying I'm disappointed. What I'm saying is that I want people to ask the questions that are vulnerable, that will get them moving, that will give them the momentum. James, how are you? Happy birthday to that handsome son. Here's a wise man. He may have a question. James, I hope you ask a question. It is a Q&A. Ask anything. And here is Kim now. You better be. Let me know when you are coming to Marco Island. We just signed the lease and put our house up. Oh, awesome. Great, Kim. First off, congratulations. And I actually did hear you say that on your live. You want to follow some amazing stories, a woman who led an amazing life? You're welcome, James. Follow Kim. What a story. My God, what a story. God bless you. And she gets back to the world every day. Happy that she's part of my tribe, that's for sure. But guys, here's the thing. I told you the story about the keys, and they went looking outside for it because that's where they saw the light. Look inside yourself first. Don't look for answers out there. Don't scroll the internet trying to find answers to what's going on in the world. Don't turn on the news to try to find it. It's all orchestrated. It's all planned. It's all everything is. Find it internally, and then use what you find internally to build on that externally. And that's how you elevate yourself, and that's how you elevate others, and that's how you elevate the world. And that's what we're here to do. That's all we're here to do. So are there any other questions? James, Jill, I know you're not going to give me a question. She's probably mad at me now. My God, I'm going to have to go apologize on Messenger. Lauren, a question. Luann, Scott, Lee, Renee, Rial, Peter, and Rial. Thank you for sharing that, by the way. That was beautiful. Rich Jackalone, anybody? Any questions? All right, then. Well, I guess what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this up with something very important. And here it is. You are all beautiful people. You are all here for a reason. You were put on this earth for a reason. It took me 50 years to find that out. Where did your inspiration come from? Wow, my inspiration. This is a great question, Jill. I'm really glad that you asked that question, because now here's a great question. So, 2003 to 2010, they were my greatest years working, like the greatest. They're the most innovative, entrepreneurial, creative. Every day I'd wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'd get into the city at 5:15. Like, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Then automation and technology came away and took away my passion, and it destroyed me. So for 5 years, I was in a rabbit hole. I was crawling out of a rabbit hole. I didn't even know how to get out of it. And then one day I went downstairs, 4:15 in the morning, took my hot cup of coffee, sat on the couch, I put my head down, I looked down. This is a true story. This was January of 2015. And I remember I said to God, "Hey, Nikhil, how are you?" I said, "God, when did I become a victim?" Wow, that was my trigger. Jill, that was my trigger. Like, I can't even explain it to you. Like, I jumped up, spilt it all over me. I went for a walk, had an internal conversation with myself, and I literally cried my eyes out. And I started talking to myself about everything I wanted to get rid of. What I didn't like about myself, all the toxicity in my life, the toxic people, everything toxic I was getting rid of. And by default, I found out what I truly wanted to do. And that's my inspiration. And I worked on this for almost 2 years. I finally got on Facebook in 2016, and I started Elevate Others in 2017. And they say the average bill, hey, Rob, how are you? They say that the average, to get going, is 3 to 5 years. So I think, did the video cut out? Am I on? Am I live? Can anyone know I'm here or no? I hope it didn't cut out, because that was a great question, and I thought it was a great answer too. So I hope this video did not cut out. Did everybody hear what I said? If you guys can give a yes, a no, because I'll tell the whole story all over again. I'm home from work. We're all self-quarantined. Good to see you're still at it. We can use the positive attitude. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, my brother. But whoever was on, you heard everything I said, Lisa? Everything I said was there? Didn't cut out? Okay. But that was it. That was a great question. Robert Schwartz, how are you? Chris, you're awesome. Appreciate it. But that's a true story. And when I realized that so many people, and I started interviewing people, I went around, I interviewed people, I started asking questions, are you happy? And they thought I was crazy, but 9 out of 10 people said, you know what? No, I'm not happy. And I said, well, why? Then I went to talk to people who really were just at the end of their life. And I said, if you could do it all over again, hey, Jeffrey, if you could do it all over again, what would you change? And all of it was regrets. regret. I wish I took a chance. I wish I took a risk. I wish I started my own business. I wish I spent more time with my family. I wish. So these people were going to die with the ghosts of regrets over them. And I swore to myself, I would never do that. And I would stop as many people from going down that road. Rather, put them on the path to freedom and happiness so they have no regrets. You know, I said to my mentor back in March of 2018, we were at a conference, actually down here in Orlando. And we were driving to lunch, and he said to me, he goes, "What is your goal?" Hey, Cheryl. He's like, "What is your goal? Like, what's your true goal in life?" And I said, "I want to live forever." And he gave me a look. He turned around. He's like, "And how are you going to do that?" I said, "Easy. I'm going to die happy and with no regrets." And he said, "Man, you should write a book." Honest to God. So that's what I want for everybody, though. I don't just want that for me. Now that I have a taste of it, I want to give that to other people. There are too many people living other people's lives, living the lives that the parents told them, living the lives teachers told them, living the lives society told them, not taking chances, not taking risks. That's not living. That's just existing. Very few people. You know how many people my age have never lived a day in their life? Because they never did what they truly wanted to do with their life to bring them happiness? That's crazy. That's right, Cheryl, regret is terrible. It is terrible. That's where it usually comes from. You want to help others when you... Yeah, you know, and you know what, Riel? You said the right thing, and that's why I say to people when they ask me questions I know nothing about, I said, I didn't experience that. I've experienced a lot. This isn't a pity party, but I've been through a lot of stages. I've been there, and I will talk about it, and I will share that with people. Listen, hey, Risa, how are you? Another beautiful supporter here. Always a big supporter. But that's the thing. Like that's why I say, like, you know, there are certain professions out there that are giving people advice, and they've never experienced what these people are talking about. The suffering and the pain that they have. By me sharing my story, by me sharing that pain that no one even knew I was going through, that helps people because that makes them think, you know what? I'm going through something very similar, but I am never going to tell anyone how to do it. I'm going to tell them how I did it, and if they want to know how, I share that with them. I share my experience, and experience is everything. It's like an 18-year-old motivational speaker. What the hell are they? I hate that word motivation, but I'm giving an example. An 18-year-old motivational speaker, what are they going to teach you? What are they going to teach you? You got to have experience, man. I mean, come on. Especially in this world, especially how it's adapting and changing like nonstop, you have to have gone through those stages in order to help people and put them on a path to freedom and happiness. Sharon, we get it in a big rut, I think. We get in a big rut. Yeah, people do get in a big rut. Risa, you're on. Do you have a question? This is a Q&A. I'm putting people on the spot here. Thank you, Jeffrey. It is the truth. But Jeffrey, you haven't asked a question yet. So get the questions coming. I hope that made sense to people, by the way. And the reason I, even on coaching calls, I will direct them to a different coach that I know that is a specialty in that space. For instance, I know nothing about NLP, but I know some of the best NLP coaches out there. So when people come and talk to me about that, even though I've been coached by NLP coaches at masterminds and whatnot that we're speaking at together, I don't know anything about it. I'm not going to share it. Ding, ding, ding. Something you just said made sense. Get through my thick head. What was that, Natalie? Share it with us. That's awesome. You see how everything comes from a conversation? Nothing comes from screaming and yelling. Nothing comes from debating. It comes from a conversation. It comes from talking to one another. It comes from sharing each other's feelings internally. Because when our heart, our soul, and our mind are correlated, that is when we are in the present. You see, when we leave our heart and our soul out of the equation and it's just our mind, my God, that's when we start creating these prisons for ourselves. And guess what? We hold the key. We hold the key to that prison. And yet we don't put it in the hole and unlock it. Think how many years it took for me to put that key in the hole and unlock it. Natalie, I'm really curious about the ding, ding, ding. Like, what revelation did we have here? By the way, did anybody else look up the word apocalypsis and see that it truly does mean revelation? Wow, I thought that was pretty cool. Natalie, we are waiting with bated breath. I want to understand what just went through your thick head. Not that I'm saying you have a thick head. You said that. I'm just paraphrasing. Risa, I'm really curious if you're going to ask a question or not. Jeffrey, you as well. Sharon, people say to me I talk too much, meaning just forget the sad stuff and move on, but agree with you, talking gives support. It shares and lets others know we are not alone in life. That's right. We're not alone in life. And, the biggest problem is that people are not there. Do you realize that people are not there for the ones they love the most? They're really not. They don't want to be bothered. I love when I get in a messenger, hey Mario, or I get an email that I have a coaching call. Hey Oren, how are you? Here's a great coach right here if you want to learn how to get in shape and eat right. When I get a message in my inbox or I see something hit my calendar for a coaching call, you know how excited I get? I get excited. I'm about to help someone. I'm about to put someone on a path to freedom and happiness. And I know I'm going to do it. I know I am going to do it because I don't sugarcoat it, by the way. My coaching calls are not. I'm not a very nice guy on my coaching calls. And I say I'm not a nice guy because I'm not going to take anyone's bullshit. Like, if I know they're lying to themselves, I'm going to call them out. Like, plain and simple. Like, don't lie to yourself. Seriously. And don't lie to others about what you're feeling and what you're doing. I'm still waiting for Natalie to tell me what the ding, ding, ding is, but I still haven't gotten a response. But seriously, don't lie to yourself. Don't convince yourself you're happy. Don't convince yourself you love your job. Don't convince yourself you're in a great relationship. Don't convince yourself of anything. Ask yourself, yes or no, am I happy? If the answer is no, make a change. It's that simple. With experience over time comes wisdom. Yeah, and I don't think I have that much wisdom either, Jeffrey. Like I said, I have the ability to share my story. I have the ability to connect with people in a way that they'll share their story with me. And the only way you can do that, hey, Lenora, how are you? This is my cousin. She is a awesome health and wellness expert. But you have to be vulnerable. And I am very vulnerable with the people that I coach. I'm very vulnerable with the people in my masterminds. I'm very vulnerable. I'm just very vulnerable. And I think that's one of the most incredible, courageous qualities that an individual can have, because when you can share your vulnerabilities, like, I know when someone is losing in life. There's a really funky smell coming right now. Wow. If I start like keeling over and stuff, that's what it is. But anyway, when I see someone talking about how great their life is and how happy they are and blah, 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 those people usually aren't happy. They're not happy because they're not going to start the conversation with that. They're going to start the conversation with, are you happy? How are you? How are things going for you? Are you okay? Are you safe? Are you healthy? Is there anything I could do for you? Then through that conversation, they could start sharing how happy their life is. But when it starts off that way, it usually means they are the ones that need the help. I was unhappy. I didn't ask for help. I didn't tell anyone I was happy, but I didn't tell anyone I wasn't unhappy either. I didn't tell people that. I just struggled on my own. Jeffrey, Arn, Lenora, any questions? This is a Q&A. This is all about mindset. This is all about adapting to what is coming with the changing global landscape in this world once this pandemic is over. Mr. Jonovich, Tom, how are you? Hope you have a question. This is a Q&A. You're on a Q&A, my brother. Here we go. What's this? Without emotions, the good and the bad, the great books should be written and no movies made. Without feeling, we would know. Without feelings, we would know sentiments. I got to tell you, Sharon, I'm piecing that together here. Yeah, it definitely makes sense. The emotions. Look, emotions are the centerpiece to our soul. People say eyes are the gateway to the soul. That is not true. Emotions are. If you have the ability to feel emotion, if you have the ability to tap your emotions and understand what you're truly feeling, that's power. That's when you're giving power great to yourself. Seeing you live. Thank you, Jill. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. But that's what it really is. It's. I'm a very emotional guy. I am. I'm not afraid to express that either. You know, my yearbook quote was, "It takes a strong man to smile when it's hard to." And there were a lot of years in high school, and after that, it was very hard to smile. I went through a very traumatic event and lost my best friend, my brother, and it was very hard. But I smiled anyway. I smiled because I wanted others to know that they did not have to worry about me. Was that the right thing to do? I don't know, but I did it anyway. David Redboard, the ultimate guy to get into your head. You didn't hear what I just said, David. I don't think you just heard what I said, but I know for a fact, David knows it's a Q&A. He would not come on without a question. And guess what? This guy, Kim is still here. She may have another question. But David, hey, Anna, how are you? I hope you have a question, Anna. Me and Anna had some great sessions. We met down at the Mastermind in November in Kissimmee. Awesome individual. God bless you, Anna. You've come a long way. You've done great things, and you've never given up, and God bless you. Would you consider yourself an empath? You mean, do I have empathy? A load of empathy. Empathy is very important. Empathy is something that people should actually practice, in my opinion. But yes, it is very, very strong. I've been on for a long while. I do the heart and body connection stuff too. Yeah, I know. David, David. I called David the first day he joined one of our masterminds, and he was driving in his car, and wow, it was amazing. It was like, boom, he got me out of a great spot. So there's another great coach, and that's the other thing. I've promoted 4 coaches on this call. I'm a coach. I'm a speaker. That's gratitude. And I did it without hesitation. Why? There is no competition. It's supporting one another. It's elevating one another. We're all masterminds together. We're all in groups together. We're all in this world together. We have to support one another. I've been told by at least a dozen people who told me to start a blog. Start a blog. Just start a blog. Natalie, hold on. Let me finish to see what they're saying. Start a blog. What worked for me during my eyes problem, I was called a connector today because I let a couple of people know about something that was them. That works in my life. Write it about you. Write the blog about you. Yes, I practice empathy. Yes, I can feel people's emotions. But I want to get back to Natalie for a second here. Hey, Mark. Natalie, write it about you. Write your story. Tell people your story. It'll be like writing parts of a book over periods of time. How awesome is that? So get your one here. I'm in this. Yes, so get your one. Grace, how are you? Grace Paris. My goodness, this was awesome. But Natalie, start writing the blog. Start writing the blog, please. Start doing it. If you don't start, you're never going to start. I mean, just start. That's the problem with people. You got to just start. Hey, Bill, how are you? You've got to, listen to me. Get to the starting line and then put one foot over it, and you've started. Write one blog. Write one sentence. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let me tell you what's so beautiful about starting something and sharing your story with the world. Allow it to be perfectly imperfect, because that means it's real, it's authentic, it's vulnerable. It does not have to be perfect. When I wrote my book, I hate writing. Can you see me sitting down and writing? I went and I paced for 4 days talking my book into rev.com and then transcribed it. And then when I asked someone to edit it, they said, this chapter is only 1 page. Do you want me to add to it? I'm like, absolutely not. I'm like, if I wanted more in there, I would have added it. Everything that's on that 1 page in that chapter, that's what I want to share with people. If your family is with you, we have plenty of room. Thank you, Kim. No, it's just me down here right now, but we're all good, and I certainly appreciate that. Grace, may I ask if you have a question, or Bill, or Mark? Hey, Mark, how are you? David, thank you for sharing that. By the way, it's awesome stuff. Love that guy. He was at the with me and Anna down in Kissimmee as well. And he went up and he did some great stuff. It was a lot of fun. It really was. But I got Natalie on my mind with this blog. Just start it. And when you do start it, I want to see it. I want to see it. All right. Who else? What other questions do we have here? Well, let me ask you a question and then give me an answer. Will do. Set, go. Boom. Yeah, that's right. You do it right now. Just start. Just start. Who is going to do something fantastic over the next 27 days to prepare themselves for when this pandemic is over? And do you know what it is? If you don't, take some time to dig deep internally. Take that time to do it. Here comes something else. Do you think as a mother it was my right to attend my daughter's funeral when she died last year from an eating disorder? This is because it was strange for me. She would not let me into her life, reaching out. Well, look, I mean, that's something really personal, Sharon, but the fact that you did attend shows how much you loved her. Why you were estranged is a different reason. That's a whole other conversation that we probably should have offline. But you showed love. I mean, it was something that you had to do. David Redbor said, me, I do know. Okay, well, share it. Please share it. Share it with us. This is a conversation. We're here. We're being vulnerable. We're being authentic. Share. David, what is it that you're doing? I know what I'm doing. I'm preparing to get on stage to elevate as many people as possible. I don't care where that stage is. All I know is I need this pandemic to go away in order for me to start speaking on stage and get a haircut so I don't look like I'm part of the Backstreet Boys. Kim, I know your mission, and I think the rest of the world, yes, I do know. I think the rest of the world should know, though. It's something, Kim has a great story, people, I'm telling you, and she shares it, and it's authentic, and it's beautiful, and it's passionate, it's compassionate. It's really wonderful. David, what is it that you're doing, my friend? Love the hat? That's my happy place. The beach is my happy place. Can I come on stage? Of course you can come on stage. Of course, absolutely. You see, the thing I love about talking in front of people is the true engagement, the back and forth, and really, really dissecting their brain and dissecting their heart and their soul and really coming up with these breakthroughs. That's what I love. I have a book called Spiritual Growth, subtitle, Being Your Higher Self, How to Embody That on a Daily Basis. That's beautiful. I cannot wait to read that book. And I would recommend to anybody to read this book because I know this gentleman personally. This guy has a lot of insight. Far more intelligent than I am. And like I said, I'm not that intelligent, but I'm smart. And I say I'm smart because I'm not intelligent. Street smarts, man. It's what it's all about. Carol, how are you? Maybe Carol has a question. Carol Policastro, and I am wearing the Long Beach Island hat. You would like that, so I will need that and practice doing that. Good for you, Craig. How are you feeling, guys? This is my friend Craig Reiner. Many years, another Livingston Lancer. Praying for you, Craig. Please tell me you are doing well. You're on here, but just give me a thumbs up. Give me something to know that you are recovering and you're doing well. This is a time of healing. Elevate, but no more rants like last night. People love to put others down because it seems to make them feel big. Yeah, that's true. I love your sense of humor. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate that. Yeah, I am a pretty funny guy. I can be a funny guy, for sure. Here's something else from David. I am also plugging away with this PTSD course to get it ready to launch, keeping it moving forward at a nice clip. Good for you. See, that's utilizing this time wisely. See, he's adapting. He's not just adapting, he's preparing. It's not just enough to adapt, but prepare to adapt. Have it ready so that when we come out of this, You're ready to go. You're ready to take on the world. You're ready to change the world. And that's what's so important. Babam, Sharon, absolutely. I hope Craig is okay. I know Craig didn't answer. I need Craig to answer. Marlene, how are you? Great to see you on. I am so much better. No, not God bless me, brother. God bless you, because you are one strong son of a bitch. Let me tell you something. I love Craig so much, but the problem is when we were growing up, he was always 3 feet taller than me, and I'm short enough. So standing next to him was very, very tough. Very tough. Funniest guy I know. Thanks, Lauren. David Redbourne, I'm launching during this. Now's the time. Good for you. Marlene, any questions? It's a Q&A. Ask anything. Craig, you're awesome, man. God bless you. I'm so glad you are recovering well. So happy. It's just terrible hearing how many Lancers caught this. Marlene, any questions? Yeah, do you have a strong question for this group that we can answer, and we can all come up with a big awakening, an apocalypsis? Love that word. I love the Greek words for words. They sound so much better, don't they? You know, it's like when someone talks with an accent, they sound smarter or more intelligent. And I guess that's why Madonna changed her accent. I'm just kidding. There are people on here I know who like Madonna, you know, whatever. I mean, please, grow up, Madonna. I'm kidding, don't grow up. I see the world through the eyes of a child, and I want everyone else to do that too. Don't ever grow up. But Craig, happy to hear that. David, you are awesome. Marlene, I hope you have a question. If you have a question for us, we would love to hear it and try to dissect it and answer it. That's what this is all about. So look, here's where we are. This was great, and I really appreciate so many people jumping on. Here's where we are right now. We're at this other gives practical advice on online stuff. I follow her strategy to create. There you go. Not sure. I just want to know, what was your opinion when I said reboot? Reboot or what was the word? Reset. Did you mean reset, Marlene? And when I say my opinion on a reset in this world is that a lot of people are sitting home right now. That's for Natalie for blogging. Yes. Hey, Colin, how are you? The reset. My opinion on the reset. Here's my main concern. My main concern is that there are too many people sitting home right now, and they're going to be sitting home for at least another 27 to 42 days. And they think that the world is going to be exactly how it was when they walked into their house, into the quarantine. I don't think they're prepared to adapt. And that's why I want them to really understand and identify within them. Is the life they're living the life they want to live? Are they going to continue living that life? Are they going to keep doing the same job? Are they going to keep having the same habits, the same routines over and over again? Are they going to appreciate the things that they never appreciated before? Like, my God, like, anyone on here who knows me personally knows how much I love the ocean. I love sunrises. I love sunsets. I love water. I love beaches. I love everything about it. I don't take nature for granted. I love fresh cut grass. Ever since I was a kid, even though I had allergies, I just loved the first smell of spring. I always loved that stuff. That's one thing I always had in me. And I appreciate it until this day. I mean, I put the pictures up of a beautiful sunrise over Lake Eola, for crying out loud, because it fascinates me. Are people going to appreciate the things they did not appreciate before? Are people going to appreciate themselves the way they should have appreciated themselves before? That's what I mean by the reset. What are they doing right now? Are they preparing a side hustle? Are they preparing to move out of a job that they can't stand going to every day? Are they writing a book? Are they writing a blog like Natalie is going to start doing right now? Are they doing something that's going to enhance them? Are they doing something that's going to make them a better version of themselves so they could share that with the world? My parents, just the two of them, sailed around the world for 8 years. Like, imagine that. Imagine that, sailing around the world for 8 years. I mean, that's like, wow. Like, wow. Like, who doesn't want to talk about their life and have someone look at them and say, wow, You know, I mean, hey, Dave, how are you? We got a lot of Lancers on tonight. Dave, great to see you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're being safe. Dave, awesome guy. Played football together in high school. Love him to death. Sharon, Mario, you have a natural. I have a natural instinct to love life. That is why you do what you do. And Sharon, I appreciate that. Yeah, love life, man. Just love it. Look, we were put here for a reason. We're here. We're here. Why not love it? What's not to love? Seriously, what's not to love? If you are living your life and not someone else's life, how can you not be in love with the life that you're living and waking up today feeling fulfilled and ready to go, no matter what's going on in your life? I know you meant instinct, but I appreciate that. Jeffrey, really starting to hear myself think again during this time. Does that make sense, Mario? Yeah. Well, you're listening to yourself. You know what, Jeffrey? That's awesome, because what people do is they're listening too much externally. You've got to start listening to you. Talk to yourself. Man, my God, I walk down the street, people think I'm crazy. I talk to myself. When I come up with an idea, I actually have to think of it out loud. I really do. And it's awesome, because then all of a sudden I have this back and forth conversation with myself, and then boom, okay, time to go and write it down. When I say write it down, it's like scribble real fast. I don't write in cursive. I only write in capital letters because in print, because I don't know. It's like it's weird, but I do write it all down. So Jeffrey, yeah, it makes total sense to me. Keep talking to yourself, man. I did it for so many years. Chris, thank you for jumping on. How are you? I've seen the world, but also gone through the worst thing anyone will go through. Yes, I know. Yes, I know, Kim. It's horrible. I can't imagine that. You know. The one thing I have never said to anybody in this world, even though I've had loss in my life, I never ever said to anyone, I know how you feel. As a matter of fact, I think that's a terrible thing for people to say to someone, I know how you feel. How, even if they had the same experience, did they have the same relationship with that person? Did they have the same, did they love them the same? Rudy, hello, how are you? Thank you for jumping on. If you have a question, let me know. Please, let's get some more questions in here. You know, it's like people have to understand something. We all face challenges in a different way. We face struggles in a different way. We identify it with a different way. We have a different perception of it. You know, it's like amazing. And, you know, here I am, a young kid, 15 and a half years old, and I'm standing in front of my brother's, you know, I'm standing at my brother's wake, and people are like, oh, Mario, I know how you feel. And I said it. I said it right to how do you know how I feel? How do you know how I feel? Like, seriously? Why? Because you're friggin' 60 years old, you know how I feel? You didn't go through what I went through. You didn't go through what I went through. You weren't there that day. You didn't see what I saw. You don't know how you feel. So yes, I do. Finding more clarity in the process. That's what it's all about, Jeffrey. You see, you have to understand something. The clarity is what, you see, people's minds are so filled with this chaos of this world, the anxiety. You know, that's why I tell people, shut the news off, get rid of the negativity, get rid of the toxic people, get rid of anything toxic in your life, just get rid of it. Because that clarity is what's going to give you focus. And with focus is the only way you could look internally and identify your true passion and purpose. So Jeffrey, you are on the right path, man. Believe me, you are on the right path. The clarity is what's going to lead you to where you are supposed to be. Hey, Neil, how are you? Hope you have a question. You can go through the same thing as someone, but you will never feel. Absolutely not, Rial. You know, it's totally impossible. It doesn't make any sense to me. Just because I lost a brother, someone lost a brother, you know, they know how I feel. I would never say to them, I know how you feel. I have no idea. I don't know your relationship. My brother's my best friend. I walked in his footsteps, and then one day, I had all these different paths to take. I had no idea where to go. Thank God, I didn't become a bad guy. I turned out okay, I think. You see, you just gotta make it. You have to make it fun. I mean, look, I'm here. We gotta live our life, and we gotta live it to our best. Everything takes things. That's right. It's all different, you know. And it's just having the right mindset. It's having the right mindset. You know, let's go back to empathy. Identify what people are feeling, but don't let them believe that you are feeling exactly what they're feeling. That's true empathy. It's allowing people to lean on you and not fall down. To me, that's a definition of empathy, because you could see that pain and that suffering and those emotions running through them. Don't let them fall down. Hold them up. Hold them up by simply being there for them. That's how you elevate somebody. I promise, Mario, and I will work to make a difference. I know you're going to make it. You're already making a difference, Ken. Believe me. I mean, your video today was so powerful. My God. I mean, it was crazy and authentic and real. And you told it how it was. You weren't there to make friends. You were there to make a difference. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And I love that. Any other questions? Are you ready for my live tomorrow? You better believe it. I'll be on. I'll be on for sure. For sure. And today is the 5th Friday of the week. I'm kidding. But that's what it feels like. I have no idea what day it is, but does anybody really know what time it is? I'm just kidding. Here I go. Now I'm getting a little punch drunk. But anyway, listen, I want to thank everybody for this. This was so much fun. I love all of you, all of your support and everything that you pour into this. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. So elevate others, elevate yourself. Babam. I can't wait to talk to you guys tomorrow night. Really cool topic. And I hope you all jump on and you have more questions. I love you. And you guys have a great night. I really appreciate it. Peace.